Savio, Tung, a very proud member of the Committee of 100. Proud because I have some wonderful members who make this event such a success. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of them. Thank you. This is a very easy task for me. I'm here to introduce my close friend, Secretary Fred Ma from Hong Kong SAR. Many of you don't know, but we have been friends for over 30 years. Once upon a time, we were young junior bankers with a lot more hair at Chase Manhattan Bank. But of course, he retains his good look. I don't. Fred is a great example of what I consider Hong Kong government leaders: smart, bright, hardworking, very practical. He is one of my several role models. Whenever I travel to Hong Kong, I make a visit to him and I get caught up, and he's a wonderful mentor. So I'm going to have him, of course, tell you more about the developments in Hong Kong, how Hong Kong is a critical component of the China economic transformation. Lastly, I want to thank Margaret Fong and Monica Chan for arranging for Fred's visit from the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office in the US. Thank you. And may I present my good friend, Secretary Fred Ma. Thank you.
Thank you, Savio, for that kind and very generous introduction. Maybe I have given him too many strokes on the golf course. Well, I'd like to thank the Committee of 100 for inviting me to address this distinguished audience. And it's always great to be back to New York. I feel very much at home here because, like Hong Kong, New York has a certain buzz and energy that defines it as a city on the move, a city of the future. Actually, Savio mentioned about our days at Chase Manhattan Bank. I was lucky to be sent by the bank back in 1976 to New York City to work for Chase. I was working in its commodity financing division. I was here only for just slightly over 2 years, but I have enjoyed every moment of it. Back then, New York, of course, was already the iconic global financial center. Much has transpired since then, but despite some trying and heart-wrenching times, New York, as a financial center, still sets the pace and remains in top form. In contrast, Hong Kong did not feature at all in the international financial arena some 30 years ago. Our market cap was about $11 billion, and annual turnover was only $1.3 billion. Since then, our market cap has increased to more than $1.7 trillion. And our turnover last year of $1 trillion. That is more than 800 times the turnover back 30 years ago. As a matter of fact, our annual turnover back 30 years ago is now achieved within 1 hour of our stock market trading. To give you some magnitude, our total market cap ranked us as one of the largest stock markets in the world and second in Asia after Tokyo. Last year, Hong Kong topped the IPO table, and as a matter of fact, we were second in the world, ahead of New York, if I may add. Additionally, the number of licensed banks has increased from 73 to 137 in this period. Actually, I still recall 30 years ago, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley were not in Hong Kong. Now they have very, very big operations in Hong Kong. The competitiveness of our financial sector has also been recognized internationally. The Global Financial Centers Index, recently published by the City of London, placed Hong Kong third worldwide in terms of financial center competitiveness and saw Hong Kong as a genuine financial heavyweight in the years ahead. Hong Kong's development as an international financial center is the result of a number of factors. The stock market crash back in 1987, 20 years ago, actually, for those of you who are old enough, you will recall that it was actually triggered by the drop in New York. It actually forced us to look more closely at our regulatory regime, which resulted in the establishment of our current regulator, statutory regulator called the Securities and Futures Commission, SFC. So now we have a three-tier structure. The first tier is the government, which sets the policy to facilitate market development. The second tier is the statutory regulator, the SFC. And the third tier, what we call them the frontline regulator, is the Hong Kong Exchange, which is the market operator and also the frontline regulator. Our regulatory regime, which is on par with other leading international financial centers, is one of the keys, if not the key, of our success today. The spectacular growth of our financial market has also been underpinned by many of our fundamental strengths. The rule of law, upheld by an independent judiciary, the free flow of goods, services, information, capital, and people, a simple and low tax regime, a clean and efficient government, a freely convertible Hong Kong currency which is pegged to US dollar, a level playing field for business, and tough anti-corruption law, and this have been protected under the one country, two system principle that has guided Hong Kong's development since reunification back in 1997. Another crucial factor in our development has been the emerging economic importance of China. Since the start of the opening up process in the late 1970s, China's GDP has soared over 46 times. In 2006, China's GDP reached US 2.6 trillion, securing her position as the world's fourth largest economy and remaining as Asia's major destination for foreign direct investment.